A lot of folks here are on guard and want to know if we're in the clear. For that answer, let's check in with meteorologist Mark Avery.
Mark, is there any chance that Dennis could come back to haunt us?
To a lesser degree, yes, it's possible that Dennis could come back, but no, not as a hurricane. Dennis is not even a hurricane now. He's been downgraded to a tropical storm, a strong tropical storm with winds at 70 miles per hour. Let's look at the satellite and show you where he is right now. You know, this Dennis right now does not look like a hurricane. Doesn't really even look like a tropical storm. Looks more like a nor'easter or something sitting out off the coast. Has been sitting out over cooler waters all day and for the last few days. And get you up to beat with what's going on. Here's the tropical storm warning, hurricane watch. That's pretty much been dropped. The hurricane watch has for the Outer Banks, but there is still that tropical storm warning for the Outer Banks. There's your latest coordinates as of 11:34, 35.2 north, 73 west, 73.7 west. We'll take a look at that, what's killing Dennis and where he's going coming up in a few minutes. Fran, Murph.
Okay, all right, we'll look forward to that. All right, Mark's here with the weather. George taking a few days off.
Yeah, George is resting up after the hurricane coverage, and we're going to keep a look on Dennis. We're going to take a look at what's up with him and what's coming up for the rest of the week. Coming up next. You know, the Hurricane Center's advisory came in right at 5 minutes before the top of the show, and I was in the middle of analyzing it as the show started. So I got an update on the watches and warnings for you that I was very surprised to look at, and I'll show you that in just a second. And the reason why I'm a little surprised, notice Dennis does not look like a hurricane. There was some flare-ups of some showers right here, right along the northwestern side of the eye, but there's very little convection with this, so there's very little energy, very little thunderstorm development with this. As getting sheared apart, it is weakened into a tropical storm. Officially, it is down to a tropical storm. However, the Hurricane Center is worried just in case it fires back up to hurricane force, that they have issued the hurricane watch down farther south to Surf City. So that means Surf City northward to Chincoteague, Virginia is now under a tropical storm warning and a hurricane watch. But again, I don't think Dennis is going to be a hurricane. I don't think it will refire into a hurricane. So we'll keep an eye on it just in case it does. But really, I don't think it's going to be. There's too much fighting against it. There's too much cool air. I'll show you why it's dying in just a second, why. I don't think we'll need to worry too much about this. Surf City northward. That's the Onslow County beaches, by the way. Let's check your Skywatch neighborhood network and show you what's going on out there. 68 degrees now, northeast to north winds, 4 to 5 miles per hour. Not much out there. Overnight tonight, let's check the forecast for the overnight hours. You'll see a few clouds on the increase because of Dennis. Temperature staying in the 60s with the north wind. Officially, we topped out today at 81, down to 64 today and a trace of rain. So a cool day, a very pleasant day out there, especially with the sun. It was a great day with no records in sight. Temperatures now across the state in the mid to upper 60s, 68 here in Wilmington, 68 Fayetteville, 66 in Myrtle Beach. It's warmer down in Columbia at 60. Here's the latest on Tropical Storm Dennis. Dennis is no longer a hurricane. Coordinates 35.2 north, 73.7 west. That's 105 miles east of Cape Hatteras, nearly stationary. It's been sitting out here doing absolutely nothing all day except for weakening, and maximum sustained winds had fallen to 70 miles per hour. Now, these are the reasons why Dennis is dying. First of all, we start out in the upper level winds. The strong upper level winds are shearing Dennis apart. Notice how the high clouds are blowing off very well off out into the ocean, and that's helping to keep it from getting any deep convection and helping to keep from getting any of the big thunderstorms. That's what I mean when I say deep convection, the big clouds, the big brighter white clouds near the center of the eye. Another reason why Dennis is dying out is there's a high pressure center out over New England that's helping to keep Dennis from going any farther north, and that's why it's stalled out and stopped its forward progress. You know, George was talking about over the weekend while the storm was going through, there's a trough that was digging in and helping to pick it up and block it from hitting us, catching the train, so to speak. It hit the train. You know how in the cartoons, you see the little cartoon character run up, try to catch the train gets too fast and it takes off? That's what happened with Dennis, so it stalled out. Another reason why Dennis is dying, the cool air is coming in behind the system, wrapping in. You go outside, you feel that cool air, and it's coming in over the cooler water temperatures in the 70s. So for what it's worth, this is the track for Dennis as a tropical storm. I wouldn't be surprised if it's much weaker than this by the time it gets in our neighborhood towards the end of the week. So towards Friday, we'll see some rain and some showers and a little bit of wind, and certainly nothing compared to what we had on Sunday night and Monday. So we'll keep an eye on it just in case it does fire up. Chris Marshall will have more on Carolina in the morning. Tomorrow morning, temperatures rising into the mid-70s with a few showers overall, up to 80 tomorrow. Sunny skies with a few showers off and on from some of the outer edges of whatever's left of Dennis. Along the coast, small craft advisories up, northwest wind to north wind, and that hurricane watch north of Surf City, too. Seas 3 feet near shore, 7 feet away from shore. We're in high tide now. Low tide next at 5:45. High tide at 12:15. Sunrise is at 6:45. Here's your 6-day forecast. Temperature-wise, in the mid-80s, a lot depending on Dennis. A lot of rain, it looks like, on Wednesday. On Wednesday. Check that. It's from Friday. I'm used to working on the weekend, so I get my days mixed up. See, that would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday if this was Sunday, but it's not. Otherwise, not too bad this weekend.
All right. That sounds good to me.
All righty.
All right. Thanks, Mark.